Hello. My name is Aniruddha. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is a review of the Stillman Birn Alpha Sketchbook. If you have seen my previous video, you will know that I have now completed 3 of these sketchbooks. My previous video was a flip through of this very sketchbook here. This is the third one. As I mentioned there, I had left one page so that I could do a demo and a review of Stillman Birn Alpha. Well, the page I left, I messed that up, so I had to find another blank page. Only issue was this one was used from the other side. I had already painted, so it was already a bit warped. So I took that as a challenge and the opportunity to show you how much abuse one of these pages can take. For the duration of this video, I will be talking about my sketchbook. At the same time, you can watch me paint this scene with this old and worn out tractor out in the fields. I found this image on Pixabay and it appeared very interesting and challenging to me with its forms and shapes. If you have any questions about the painting process itself, you can leave it down in the comments and I will make sure that I answer them. Stillman & Birn have a large range of sketchbooks in their catalog. I have only tried the Alpha. It is one of the cheapest options that they offer. I have tried 2 small hardbound alphas, about A5 in size, and the third one, the one I'm painting in, is 11 inches by 9 inches spiral bound. I have done a flip through of the A5 sketchbook as well. Link to that will be in the top right corner. The manufacturer describes this as a middleweight paper mixed media sketchbook, and I would agree with that description. It is ideal for daily sketching. Being only 150 GSM and having no cotton content, it warps very easily as soon as any wet media is applied to it. That said, it is still able to take a good number of layers in watercolor. I have not seen the surface of the paper being damaged no matter how many times or how many layers of paint I've applied. I have worked with a number of mediums in the sketchbook. It takes ink pens and gel pens quite well. It takes alcohol markers surprisingly well too. Crayons, not so much. This is your mid-video nudge to do all the YouTube things. Like, subscribe to the channel, maybe even ring the notification bell. I will be super grateful if you decide to do so. The paper surface has a mild tooth, a very mild texture, and this texture is more prominent on the front side as compared to the rear side. To many people, this may not be a big deal. Most people might not even notice it. But once I started noticing it, I started liking the front surface more and more. So much so that I avoided doing longer pieces on the back surface. Coincidentally, it is the back surface that I'm painting on at the moment. Even though this texture is subtle, you get a surprisingly pleasant granulation if you apply granulating paints. The texture is not as pronounced as to hamper the use of fountain pens. I very easily use a variety of different pens and have never had any issues getting smooth strokes. It's also good for pencil sketching and shading, and you can very easily put down graphite onto the paper. One issue with using pencils is that they smudge a lot, especially if you are using a spiral bound version of this book. So, if you plan to use softer pencils, make sure you use some kind of fixative on your sketches when they're done. The advantage to having a spiral bound sketchbook is that you can fold it into half when you are sketching. Even in this size, it is possible to stand and sketch. The three sketchbooks I've purchased have all been hardbound with nice textured leather cases. These are nice and solid, take a lot of abuse, so I never feel nervous about just tossing them into any bag. They also provide a solid surface when sketching, again making sketching in all awkward positions, standing or sitting in public transport, quite easily manageable. Only thing to be mindful of as far as the cover goes is that if you live in a moist, humid city like Bombay, there are chances of mold growing onto the cover. It can easily be combated by just applying some hair oil. This sketchbook does not have a flap at the back for loose papers or a elastic strap like many sketchbooks on the market do. But personally, I don't see that to be a problem because I rarely ever use those. So, overall, I would highly recommend the Stillman and Burn Alpha. However, there is one caveat to this recommendation. If, like me, you enjoy using watercolors a lot, you may have more enjoyment using the sketchbook in smaller sizes. In the smaller rigid bound versions of the sketchbook, the warping of the paper isn't all that evident. It doesn't diminish the experience whatsoever. However, in this larger version, especially the spiral bound version where all four sides are rather loose, the warping does diminish the experience just a little bit. Another minor complaint I have about this larger size sketchbook is its weight. It comes up to be about 1 kilogram. It has about 60 pages, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around 120 spreads, which is a good number of paper to have if you are traveling somewhere on a multi day trip and need to carry a sketchbook. However, for single day sketch trips or half day sketch trips, it becomes a bit on the heavy side. More so considering that you can use some of that space and weight allowance to carry other materials, as us urban sketchers like to travel light, or at least I do. So, if you're new to urban sketching and still haven't figured out what your favorite medium is, and want to create a lot of sketches fast without much concern for paper getting wasted, then this sketchbook is just about perfect. But there will come a time where you will want to graduate to a sketchbook that is more finely adjusted to your unique style. Thank you for joining me here today. I hope you found this review and demonstration useful in some way. If you enjoy my way of painting and would like access to full length classes, you can drop over to Skillshare. There is a link in the description below that will offer you free access to one of my classes on the platform. Our tractor is also now almost complete. It's only some finishing touches and highlights which are left. I will leave you to enjoy the rest of this demonstration and look forward to seeing you in the next video as well.